The gentleman from the great state of Texas, Mr. Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses for being here and testifying and taking the time. Mr. Purtill, thank you as well. I want to start with you. Given the decline in personnel across BOP facilities, and we've got nearly 4,000 vacancies, do you believe it was a wise decision for the previous administration to put any resources at all towards gender-affirming care for BOP inmates?
As I said earlier, I think that it's such a small percent of the population. It's not the core issues that BOP is facing.
Right, and I certainly believe it's not a core issue we should be spending money towards. Is it also the case that BOP facilities are experiencing widespread deterioration and are in need of maintenance?
According to the Attorney General's inspector, the department's inspector general, literally every single facility faces deferred expenses, deferred maintenance expenses.
Yep. Do you think that there's additional stress that comes with perhaps some of the logistical challenges and safety concerns of housing transgender inmates with the opposite sex, and perhaps maybe that contributed to some of the low retention rates and hiring rates experienced at the BOP?
In all honesty, I couldn't say. Once again, I think that there are so many issues that go into the staffing issue. Did it play a part? Very well could have, but there are so many factors there.
And what about some of the anti-law enforcement rhetoric that we hear on the other side of the aisle, including from the former vice president who once praised the defund the police movement? Do you think that that's contributed at all to some of the staffing challenges at BOP?
Well, I think the fact that law enforcement, prosecutors, corrections officers, I think that there's been an unfortunate trend. We've seen it in law school recruiting for prosecutors, that there's been an unfortunate trend to kind of demonize the entire field, regardless of wherever that has come from. I think that has been harmful. I think it's unfair to the people who go into that line of work.
In what role do you think DOJ can play in identifying waste and fraud at the BOP?
That is beyond my kin. I'm so sorry. No.
Any guesses?
Well, as I tell my kids, as with any very, very large institution, there's going to be waste and fraud, even when the vast majority of people are working in good faith. Mm-hmm. It never hurts. It's always good to pop the hood and check the oil and take a look at what's going on. So I think that the DOJ process I think it may turn out to be very, very beneficial. I think a lot of it is going to be able to inform you in your oversight activities to make decisions going forward.
Got it. Thank you very much. And Mr. Chair, with that, I'll yield the remainder of my time back to you.
Thank you. So with that little bit of time, first of all, I really do appreciate you all being here. It's a long, long day. I didn't even give you a chance for a break, and I probably should have. I was remiss, but it was glad because now we're done. Secondly, I'll say as I did before, I hope that we can move forward in some areas, in some ways, find common ground. And thirdly, and the one thing I will mention with a little bit of time left, I've actually interviewed some corrections officers at multiple locations who've come to me in my office. I wouldn't call them whistleblowers because they didn't, trigger the Whistleblower Act, but told me stories. We're kind of saying that there's like 1 or 2 people in the whole country with transgender issues. They're still doing intake, and it costs a lot of money on those that want to change their sex, that want to be transgender. This is from corrections officers who directly work there, who have good reputations, whom I know, that were explaining what's going on. Number one, that costs money. Secondly, the other issue and the reason that it costs money is because, as you know, I mentioned, in fact, my facility back home has to cater to some of that because when they mix with the rest of the population, unfortunately, there are issues for them, for their own security and safety. So it makes things more complicated. It makes issues, more violence is prone to happen, and it also costs more because of the specialization they need, both medical, if they go through it all the way, as well as correctional. In other words, they need more protection, and they need to have special status and special help. So yeah, it does cost money, and no, it's not just like one person in all 50 states. It's not. In fact, if you talk to most of them, almost any facility will tell you some of the issues they're having with that. And the real issue is I don't know how else to say it. I'm not saying they should be, but they still have their desires very often, and it really is tough on the women. If we care about women, then we should care about this issue and some of the terrible things that are happening. With that, it concludes today.
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, I have 2 UCs, I'm sorry. The first one, I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record an article, transgender inmates are